Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hey, hey.
This is Terrence and Jill, with God-Ordained Union.
Yes, welcome back to our channel.
Yes,
If
yes,
you are in the waiting room, if you are praying for your soulmate, the one, your husband, your wife,
and you
if you're
think God
married,
has forgotten about
you,
you think you've been there so long that it's never going to happen, then you are in the right place.
yep, you're in the right channel, and we've
Yes,
been there. That's our story. We were
yes,
waiting for a long time. We did not settle. We were waiting for God's ordained spouse for us. And
yes,
so, yes. And so you're in the right place.
yes. And our vision is to simply help increase God-Ordained marriages.
Yep.
And that's what we want to do. That's what we're working towards right now.
Yep. So we're on a mission to inspire and to encourage
Mm-hmm.
those who are, again, looking for their God ordained
Yeah.
spouse or praying for their God ordained spouse. We're on a mission to help you and encourage you.
Yes.
And we do that by sharing our story and as well as
Our experiences.
what we've been through. We don't give relationship advice. And what you see is what you get. We don't edit videos. We might pre-record, but what you see is what you get.
Yes.
So you're in the right place. So we got tons of videos. Go back and watch. And today makes 4 years since we
Yes.
started this channel.
Yes.
So I don't know when you're watching this, but yeah, we've been in it for a minute. So
And we got a doozy for you tonight.
yes. But before we get into it, make sure that we go live every Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications so you know when indeed we are going live. So yep. So we got a doozy for you.
Yes, we do. Today we're going to talk about the 6 things you need to do if God is showing you your spouse, your future spouse.
Ooh,
Yes.
and that was my story.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
So 6 things you need to do if you think you found the one.
Yes.
6 things you need to do.
Number 1,
What are
you need to be still.
they? Oh gosh.
And that sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy by itself, but you need to be still because of a couple of reasons. Number 1, you need to start creating an atmosphere so you can hear from God. Okay, and you have to do that by being still. You know, you hear a lot of pastors say, you can't hear him because you're moving too much. You got too much going on. So slow down.
Yeah, be still.
Be
God's
still
putting
so
you
you
in
can start
position.
hearing from God. And what this means too is for women, that's putting you in a position to be pursued. And for the men, it puts us in position to start our pursuing.
Ooh.
So
it's
number
like
1,
literally like the God
Yeah.
freezes you to
Yeah.
say, wait a minute, be still.
Yeah.
Be still. I'm about to make a move in your life. Be still. Oh, that's deep.
So slow down, be still, and start to pay attention.
Yes.
Start to pay attention.
Yes.
Number 2 is open your spiritual ears.
Ooh.
That simply means you need to pray, you need to fast, and you need to do it often. Because you want to start this relationship to where you can discern everything that God has for you, what he's telling you to do, where the Holy Spirit's leading you, telling you, so you can start recognizing things that's going to confirm everything that God is showing you.
He's ordering your steps at that point. And I'm going to tell you, it's doing that. And when you start praying and fasting about it, and not so much about the person, you're praying for God to lead you and show you.
Yes.
You'll be surprised at what's going to start to happen. You're going to start to see signs. You're going to start to get confirmations. During this time, you might start to get prophecies. People might start prophesying. A month before Terrence came to my DM, I met a couple on social media through doing business on social media, and the husband asked his wife to ask me if they could have a conversation with me because the Lord had given them a prophetic word. And the prophetic word, and I was doing this fasting and praying for the year, all that year, because I had seen Terrence the year prior. God had showed me that was my husband a year prior. And so the prophetic word that the guy gave me was that my husband was getting ready to come. and that he was going to come and he was going to be very wealthy. And so to be prepared that he was coming. And so that was October 17th. And literally on November 12th, Terrence showed up in my DM. And so so you'll start to get confirmation, but you got to be in prayer and fasting. What it does is it suspends the flesh so that you can really be in tune to hear God, and that you could see what he's showing you in your spirit. You got to like literally come out of your carnal way, of the way you do
you gotta
normally. You got to get out your own way, and you got to suspend the flesh and be, in tune to the spirit. And so you don't want to, because we have free will, and so you don't want to mess it up. So so you make sure you start praying and fasting regularly.
Yes.
All right. Number 3
is you have to start being careful who you're communicating with, and this includes who you come in agreement with.
Ooh, yes.
Because, we all got them friends that are quick to say something about our future that they either like or dislike, as if they telling us something is or something ain't going to happen because they don't want it to happen.
Yes. And I remember this cost me some girlfriends. And it was because I had to go. I was being still. I was being careful of what I was saying. I was really in tune. Like I was literally almost walking like a mummy.
Wow. Because
I was trying to listen to God, and that came off offensive to some people, and I couldn't even explain what was happening because this is new to me. I've never experienced this, but I remember having a conversation with a girlfriend, and at that time, Terrence was in his pursuit of me. He was coming to see me. He was coming to see me. We were long distance. So he was coming to see me. I wasn't going to see him. He was like getting on the road coming to see me. And I remember this girlfriend saying to me, she said, "You don't have a problem with him not inviting you to his hometown?" And I was already so prayed up for the prior 2 years. I already I was able to use discernment and not let that come into me. And I said, nope, because let me tell you something. When he did invite me, the second time I went to his hometown, he proposed. So you got to be very careful who you communicate with, because people, and some people not trying to be hurtful, or it's just because that's how they're wired. They can put their own limitations and projections on you. And so you got to be very careful. So be careful who you communicate with, and again, who you come into agreement with. You got to be very careful.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Now, number 4 is going to come across as strange, but we're going to say it anyway. And that is, don't tell the other person. If you live in the city and you know the person, don't tell them
that God said you
God
my
said
husband.
You're going to be my husband or my wife. Because God may not have shared it with them yet.
And that's using wisdom. That's using, as a matter of fact, God has showed me. I was sure that God had showed me. I wasn't, I was sure. The spirit was saying, yes, this is it. But the flesh was saying, I don't know. But one thing I did not do, I never told this man, even after, I think it was not until after we got engaged that I said, God showed me that you was it. But I never told him that God said, you are my husband. Yeah, you got to use wisdom. You got to use wisdom. Yes.
The next one is huge.
Number 5.
Number 5 is huge. Do not try to manipulate the process.
Ooh.
Do not try. Look, we're all human, and we all think we know what's best.
Yeah, girl, if I was you, I would just go over there and go to his job, and go to his job and take him lunch.
Just show up.
Just show up. Just go with where he worked. Just go and go send him some flowers. Soon as you take away a man's pursuit, he got free will. He turned off. Yeah. So don't manipulate. But I think this is also where God, every love story, every love affair goes through the process of patience.
Yes.
That is the first characteristic of love. Love is patience. So we go through the process of patience, and that is developing fruit in us. And so the process Even though he said, Dad, what's taking him so long? He ain't asked me on a date yet. What's going on? He ain't even said, he have not called me. He hasn't, I thought God said he was the one. I thought I got the prophetic word. It's like, be patient. God is literally building patience.
And be careful about those types of conversations too.
Yes.
Because every time you say, well, I'm tired of waiting, all you're doing is speaking
Killing
yourself out of alignment with what God has for you.
And what
and then you're going to end up either waiting longer,
yes,
or you're going to get yourself out of it completely.
Yep. You're going to push yourself out of it. Yep.
So be careful.
Be careful of, what you say. But yeah, don't manipulate the process. Don't try to, don't try to, God will place you where you need. He will order your steps. That's what providence is. He will order your steps and he will make it work. Like, trust God. So what's number 7? What's the last one?
Actually, the last one is number 6 is...
Is it number 6?
Yeah,
number 6
is rest in God and release it to him.
Oh my God.
Release it completely to God and allow him to do what he does best.
Rest in God. That is the story of Ruth. Ruth, when she went to Boaz's feet, she fell asleep at his feet at the bed, at the end of the bed. And that's where I was too. I just left it in God's hand. I released it.
Because here's the thing. Even if you are tired of waiting, and look, we're all human. We've been there. That's the whole point of us doing this type of video. But we're here to tell you that when you allow God to work it out, he's going to work it out where it works out for you, for the other person, and everything he has for y'all moving forward together. Okay? You being in a rush, just almost like you just really being selfish. Let God work it out so it benefits you. It benefits the other person. It benefits your relationship together.
Yes.
Anything that you run into in the future, it's already going to be orchestrated because God is ordering your step.
Yes, and it makes for a beautiful love story.
So just rest in him
and
release it.
Yeah, release it. It relieves you of some frustration and some heartache and some, release it. Yes. Rest in God. Release it.
And that's when you know you're truly ready. It's when you're able to release it to God and says, you know what, your timing is okay with me.
Yep. So those are the things you need to do and not do. Those are the things you need to do. If you think someone is your spouse.
If you think God is telling you or showing you your spouse, take these steps.
Take these steps.
Take these steps and you're going to be on your way.
At the end of the day, we could sum them up by saying, see God. See God.
So enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yes.
And we pray that we see you on our next video.
Yep. All right. Deuces.